ages. We have the Felipe in the background there. We have lights above us here. Oh, hello, little Felipe. Oh my God, you're such a good boy. Wow, this morning I'm unloading the truck and he goes and takes a crap in the middle of the driveway, like down the alley. Look, there's an alley right there. He crapped over there. Yes, you shameless dog. You'll crap anywhere and everywhere possible. As much as we love Chunks, your Tasmanian devil like attitude is also loved, even though it's not love. Like with you chewing stuff up and everything else he does. He chewed up my glasses. He chewed up this extension cord piece of a light that I was going to return to my electrician buddy Paul, but now he's not getting that back. Felipe's like, I need copper in my system. I need copper. Look, you're slobbery. Jeez. Ugh. Anyways, so we've been working. Almost done this job. Wow. We went from this design, as you can see here. We kept this, and this is mirrored on both sides, but then we just added a third one, right? So what we're doing, let's go over to some spare parts here. These are a couple mistakes that happened along the way, but learning process. Never done this before, right? Felipe, can you? I'm trying to do a live here, and you're just in the way. So you can interlock these pieces together, as you can see. But notice how there's a lot of play and movement there. I don't like that. I want everything to be nice and tight. So, can you move your face? Get out of here. You could do that. I kind of like this one. I just randomly threw that there, and that turned out. Now all the dogs are in here. Even the most amazing animal, Dr. Chunks. Look at him. Yes, thank you. Who's farting in here? Because it stinks. So we're just, touching up on a couple things. These L brackets are basically going to go like so, right? But notice how we didn't center that one. There's too much play in between. I want it to be tight so there's less filling. So we're going to run these through the table saw, but first we got to sand everything. And as we're sanding, I saw something really cool, and I thought maybe I would share it with you guys. There's this pile of dust right here. Look at this. And not to mention the Flex Orbital Sander. Man, I can't even say enough good things about this product. This, in my opinion, is the best orbital sander that I've ever used. I've used the DeWalt one. I've used the Makita. Makita's like, DeWalt is like, But Flex, this thing has sanded a lot. I sanded an entire deck with this. There's a lot of deck too. It's probably about 400 square feet of deck I sanded. You could see that in some of my videos. And like just testing it on like a regular charge. This is a 6 amp battery, but this thing will last like pretty much almost a good half a day of continuous sanding because it's unbelievably powerful, and it's got the turbo feature, which is what it's set on the entire time. I can bring it down to a 1. Look at that. A 2, a 3, and NOS. So I wanted to show you guys, not to mention it's like front button, perfect. Low vibration, amazing sander. Like, I'm not getting paid for this either, by the way, but hey, Flex, if you're out there and you see these videos and you see me building cool shit with them and you need somebody to sponsor your product, I'm your man. Because, I don't know, you guys can probably see I got Flex stuff everywhere. Vacuum, blower, Sawzall. Just a great pile of tools. I want the table saw and I want the miter saw. I have a miter saw. This one's pretty good. Paid $150 for the whole thing with the stand, right? So I don't know, I'll sell it for $100. Keep the stand, put my Flex on it. Stand's pretty good. I'm not really, the stand's I like something more like that table saw. What do you call it there? The way that's set up, I like that stand style. It's pretty good. I hear somebody making noises. I wonder if it's the dogs. You're bringing your leash? You better not be chewing it up, okay? Come here. Bring me your leash. I mean your collar. Okay. Where are you going? Hey! I said bring it to me, not like run it away. Let me see. Hey! Hey! Come here! This is one of Chunks' old collars. Philippe's, release, please. Ham. Can't be chewing on this shit. Okay? Somehow, I'm gonna one-handedly put this. Hey. I can't do it with this animal, I'm pretty sure, because he is a pain in the ass. Okay, no more collar. Fuck it. Thank you for bringing me your collar. He's like, no, I want it. Look at you. This is how he gets into shit. This is what he does. He's like, I know that's my collar. Now, the only problem with that collar is it gouges the shit out of your legs because Philippe doesn't care. Like, he took it back. Smart little bastard. He just needs to be trained better. Hey, can we... Oh, my ankle. Philippe, let me see that. Here. No. Release. I don't need you chewing apart another one. And you better not be chewing up Chunks' collar either. Because I still can't find Felipe's original collar. Alright, to make the video that we were starting to make, I'm going to put the tripod on. And we got to get these things glued together. Get back out to the job, install the steps. Got lots of stuff to do. But I thought this would be pretty cool for a video. It's just the way there. So, because this is the first time I've made anything like this, there's a lot of little things I'm learning. And one of the things I'm learning is that you should sand everything before you put it together. So... It's like the sawdust is dancing. Oh. There's like all these gouges from the wood, which I should have selected my wood better, so I didn't have to do this, but here we are. So I'm just hitting it with a 180 first. This one's already done. This one's nice and finished. So we hit it with a 180. But isn't that cool how all of that sawdust dances? Shows you how much power this this flex is. Just like for how much power it puts out, you barely feel any vibration in the hand with that tool. You barely feel it. Like perfect grip. Doesn't strain the hand. You put a big battery like this on there, like we've been grinding. It's barely used any power, and it makes short work of this. I was using the 220. It was taking a little while, so I was like, let's switch. Let's get a live going, and let's show everybody what's going on. Felipe, stay away from the road, buddy. You won't live to cause trouble another day if you keep running out there and like laying there in the middle of the alley. Come on. Pretty good. Switch out to the 220. Man, I've used this so much. The edges are burned here and here and here, but like, man, this Velcro is really good. I have done similar things where I've had to sand a lot, just like this. And I used the DeWalt, and the Velcro did not stand up anywhere near as this Flex has. Past experiences, obviously. You can see I'm pressing on that like really hard, and that worked out really good. Everything's exact size, nice and square. Look at how beautiful. Like if you stain this, this will just look just as good as anything else. But I don't know if you can see, I'm literally effortlessly moving this tool around. Like literally you could just set it and just like barely, like watch, one finger. Okay, I cheated a little. I used my thumb to push it back center, but as you can see, that orbital sander is crazy good. Crazy good. Just unfathomable. So next step is I'm going to, this is the danger part. I don't recommend anyone to do this, but this is all under time crunch. And what we're doing is we're going to cut these, put a cut through at a certain distance, which is usually, to make this design that I'm doing, it's about 3 1/4 inches. So that's the center. That's going to be the center cut out of this. So we'll make that. We'll run it all the way through. Blah, 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 blah. There's no guard on this thing. Don't do this at home. Trust me. Unless you're very aware of safety. I love everything Flex. But unless you're very aware of safety, don't do this. So this is going to be my it's 3 1/4 right there. This is going to be this cut all the way through. Boom, boom, boom. So we're just basically gonna. This is a piece that I messed up, and as you can see, I cut it before I sanded it. So you're always better off cutting after you sand, because you give yourself nice even surfaces to run the wood on, especially when you're routering. When I routered this, I obviously did not sand this either, so you're gonna get uneven surfaces to connect everything together, right? So like you can literally connect those two together and make a design, but right now this is where we're at. We're at 3 1/4, and that's basically going to be the center of this. So now we've made our mark, and that should fit nice and tight on that joint. Perfect. So usually what I do is I run everything through first before I change to make this cut, because that's going to be a farther cut away. I think it's like a 4 3/4. Maybe to make it a little bit tighter, we might just go 4 and something else. But so you make that cut. Yeah, this is going to be nice and tight too. All right. So I'm going to make these other ones. My blade's dull because it hit a screw. When I put the screws through here, I put longer ones in. They went a little far, and so here we are. Damage blade. Cuts now. Now we gotta make this last cut. I'm just gonna set everything up the way it would normally go together. I just want to double check. Always better double check than to have to remake a whole new thing. So this is saying 4 and it's supposed to be 4. Yeah, it's supposed to be 4 3/4. Where did I set this blade up at? Let me just double check. It says 4 3/4. I mean 3 1/4. But here it's showing not 3 1/4. Why is it like that? Gotta give it a little more. I guess it's a touch under. I'm afraid if I run it through again, it won't be as tight. It won't even fit together anyways. So we'll have to rerun everything. We'll just readjust this. It's like a hair off. And that hair, a hair here, a hair there, there's an 1/8. Right? So I'm just gonna give it a little nudge over. Just a touch. Just a touch. Oh, well, that's actually... My eyes must be bad. That's 3 1/4. Let's run it one of these ones first. Check here. It's pretty close. It's like a hair. Still a hair. Why? Farther over I go. I'm going to come in more. This is how I ended up with a bunch of pieces that needed to be. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a measurement, make sure that blade is hitting that 3. I think that's it. I think that's what we want. It's hitting that hair. My eyes are really bad right now. Let's do a test run. Touch more. It's too far. That's where it should be. check. As long as everything lines up, it's still like a hair. I'll have to smash these things in. You know what? That's pretty good though. Yeah. We'll leave it at that. Now those sides are cut out. What else do we got here? Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, that worked out really nice. I'm going to be very tight, which is good. And then, take my pencil. We're going to make the next. The next. That's where the next cut is going to be. I'm just going to line it up, double check the measurement after. You gotta make sure. Here I am using a chair. Gotta make sure. Hey, don't touch the blade. Make sure I'm not taking too much out. Let's see what we. See, do a little test. Still. This one should be always add a little bit of wood filler there, but I'll make some wood filler. Yeah, that fits perfect. Done. That's what we want. Alright, now all our cuts are made. I'm gonna router these out. That's why I use the table saw, so that this way you didn't have to try to chisel it or do anything where it's gonna be inaccurate. At least you know these are gonna be square lines. And that's what I came up with to make these. So now we're gonna go to our little paint booth thingy we got going on over here. I'll just show you guys what we got over here. So here's our paint like booth. Let me go get the stuff. Alright. I had to build this paint booth here because it's been raining so much this year. We really didn't have anywhere else or any choice but to do something like this. I'm just going to blow the dust off. Might be able to do this in the comforts of the chair without rolling away this time. So what I did was, I know what the depth, I know the depth on this thing is literally what I have here. And that should be the middle of both pieces. Let's just double check here. I made a mark on this to make sure that I'm not too far away. That's actually perfect. So it hasn't changed. This is still good. One of the best parts about this painty boofy thingy is I can clamp my pieces to the table. When I tried doing it on that plastic table, it was a bit harder. So let's go with another. I haven't done two at a time like this, but let's see what we can make happen. Should be enough room. I just gotta get my cord. Yeah, the paint booth actually turned out a lot better than I expected because I ended up using some stuff that I already had just kicking around. Like these A-frames. Let me show you here real quick. See this A-frame? Literally, it's something I use when I turn it the other way around, so the point is sticking up. If I'm standing a wall by myself, I just grab one of these A-frames, stand the wall, and then the wall will end up in the middle. And then I just shoot, and then it'll hold it while I do something else. So a lot of times I have to work by myself. So here we are. I'm gonna router these out, show you what it's about. Router it out and show you what it's about. Be a mess. I'm literally working on a hill here. Boom, boom. And that should literally sit nice and flat. Oh, beautiful. It's a little, I could do a little better, but here we are. This one. These ones are a little bit of a pain to do. I only got 4 of them though. beautiful. And you, of course, get covered in sawdust. It's funny, there's an echo in here. I'm outside and there's an echo in my painting. Spread them out far enough. Enough room. Hey. Oh, a little too close to that. Just this one. Perfect. Land this more on the table. Boom. Who's calling me? He can wait. See now, those pieces should just snugly, perfectly fit. Possibilities are endless. See, you set the table saw up perfect. Now that's nice tight joint. All right, lots more grinding to come. This one. Two cups. I'll clean some of that up with a chisel, just because I don't want to get too close to the edge and hit that corner. And see now, oh, those are in there nicely. Let's just sit like so. Might have to hit that one in a little tight. That's good. That's what I want. Just a touch tight. It's okay. It's okay. Good enough. We can always adjust that. The sun is putting a glare. I don't know if you caught that. The router wanted to run. I nicked the side slightly, but again, we can fix that. Nothing. It's not like the world is over at that point. This one shows a little bit. Different. Huh. Might have to do a little adjustment, but for the most part, that's basically how I'm building these things. Just figured I'd show you. I'll make another video on a different part, because I'm sure you guys don't want to just sit here and watch me router a bunch of stuff. Or do you? Ladies and gentlemen, with Felipe always in the mix of things, you can see what we've kind of accomplished here. I'm going to do another part where I'm gluing these together. I just want to charge my phone, and so that's basically how those are going to go together. Boom, boom, boom. One at the top, one at the bottom, to simulate that drawing we made by where we were working. We're basically making this. This was the original design that got scrapped. We turned it into something better. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta charge my phone, so I'm gonna continue routering that stuff. I'll make another video probably in about like 15 minutes or so. You guys can check it out. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.